Good afternoon, friends. Sunday, 29th of May. At least that's what it says on my computer. Thank you for joining us. This is, I believe, the 12th Arise Guerrilla broadcast. Very, very happy to be joined today by some of the world's leading frontline pundits, including, of course, MCKAY and Scott MCKAY. Two of my wing buddies. Before we kick in, I just want to do a little bit of a rambling few minutes overview, just some memes that I picked up again, which is my want to do, and I just want to walk through them. So let's have a glance here. The bankers will ensure we stay in debt. The pharmaceutical companies will ensure we stay sick. The weapons manufacturers will ensure we keep going to war. The media will ensure we are prevented from knowing the truth. The government will ensure all of this is done legally. And once you understand that, you understand everything. And of course, what that refers to is the great Luciferic thrall, the great fiction of our times, the great deceiver amongst us on this checkerboard, the kingdom of the devil, upon which 7 billion human souls are forced on their journey toward the light. Each of us waging war with the kingdom of the devil in our own way. Many of us being eclipsed from pure truth and right action because of the nature of duality, which of course is the checkerboard of the kingdom of the devil. The point being that this is the time that each of us sign our Christed light, the Christic coding within our own red human blood. This is the point, friends. We are not victims. Nothing is being done to us. The convocation of wickedness that each of us are trying to seek redemption through is a convocation of our own devise. It is a convocation which issues through collective bad dreaming. And friends, oh, look at that. I've got to close down my Skype. I'm so sorry, friends. This is so typical of me. All right, boom. Let me just turn that off. It is our collective dreaming which manifests the thrall that then victimizes us. That is the point I need to make here. And I want to make it because I'm spending most of my life speaking and wheezing, attending online conferences and doing media drops and so on and so forth. And the more I personally get pulled into the narrative, the different narratives, whether we're talking about the Uvalde massacre, whatever that means, whether you're talking about the quantum financial reset that is about to occur, whether you're talking about the satanic indentureship of every living system on the planet into poisoning by the parent corporation, all of it speaks to the same complex, which is the fact that I and you and we are the ones who permit and permission this Luciferic thrall to emerge. It's not being done to us. We are acquiescing in small ways, in ways that we like to deny. None of us want to admit or confess our own part in this wizardry, or should I say witchery. But the fact of the matter is, it is down to us to actualize within this and to thereby transmute the status quo into the Garden of Eden and anchor patterns of perfection into an imperfect world. And Jomo Kenyatta said something years ago: when the missionaries arrived, the Africans had the land and the missionaries had the Bible. They taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened them, they had the land and we had the Bible. That is entirely true. And I bring this forward because most of you are good Midwestern middle humans, whether you are Canadian, American, Australian, German, French, Dutch, English, Indonesian. We are middle humans, all of us, those of us who enjoy the frequency that brings about a broadcast like this and brings together these incredible influences and icons and voices that are attending today's show. We are middle humans. We are good humans. We do not seek war. We do not seek dominion over others. We simply scratch our head and wonder, what the fuck just happened? 24 hours a day, turning on the television screens and flipping through our Instagram feeds and looking at the memes, the words, the spells, the bonds that proliferate the information highway. This is the great crime. This is the convocation of evil. This is where Satan, the kingdom of the devil, prevails in the images that we then choose to place our attention upon. And that's the point. We must withdraw our attention from these images. We must start to purpose our attention, our life force, our plasma into defining, embodying, enacting, and manifesting the Christed aspect of our lives. Hi, I'm John Patterson. I was a senior telecommunications officer for Telstra in Australia, responsible for the deployment of thousands of cell towers. And when I discovered that the towers emit microwave radiation 50,000 times higher than the legal limit, I sent a report into head office pleading them to do something. I was fired within 48 hours. So to get the word out, I took my friend's tank and destroyed a tower site. I was sentenced and served 20 months in jail, and I don't regret it. People need to know, to remember my story. That was a classic example of a good human doing what good humans are required to do under God's jurisdiction when they know the truth is to act, friends, to act. Civil disobedience is your divine right to reclaim this temporal world from that kingdom of the devil. Be bold, friends, be bold. Stadiums are ritual energy extraction sites. The NFL stadia below are all seeing eyes. Imagine these full of cheering people, sending colossal amounts of competitive, worshiping, idolizing energy and vibrations through the eyes all over the country simultaneously and projecting it into the universe. This is a satanic ritual. I've been talking about this particular subject for well over 10 years, about 15 years actually, about the harvest of humanity. How the devil do you think the harvest of humanity occurs, if not through your life force, where you project your attention? Whether we are slithering through supermarket aisles, or whether we are trawling through Amazon.com, whether we're attending football matches or rock and roll concerts, wherever we are placing our attention into the false light fiction, we are the ones welcoming, inviting, participating in that fiction. We are the ones who manifest the Luciferian light. Every time you hear the term fossil fuel on the TV, radio, and the news, you're being lied to. In 1892 at the Geneva Convention, the smartest man in the oil industry, J.D. Rockefeller, paid scientists to call oil a fossil fuel to induce the idea of scarcity in order to set a world price for oil. The truth is that oil is the second most prevalent liquid on Earth next to water and regenerates within the Earth faster than it can ever be depleted. Again, I'm going to lay claim to my own credentials. The reason why I was former Director General at the United Nations Intergovernmental Organization for Renewable Energy was because I, by stealth, crept into that venal infrastructure in order to try to tell the truth to governments. Almost got me killed. I've known for a very long time about the grand deception of what it is, that source code that underpins a satanic, globalist, blood economic agenda. Oil and gas, scarcity driven. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Trump got that piece right. God bless him. Think, friends, think. Stop placing attention on the totems and symbols and words, the spells and the bonds that are being spat in our faces by this agenda. Schools, all education is subject to that same thrall, the convocation of the devil. We must not allow our children to be mind-fucked in the way that we were mind-fucked, and our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. This is the reckoning. This is the time we reclaim this world from that complex. Lynn Wood, God bless the man. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Revelation 21:1. Look it up. Look it up. Pay attention. The oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have accomplices among the oppressed. Simone de Beauvoir. Well, that's a fact, is it not? Friends, this is the hard medicine. This is the hard piece for good Christians, good Muslims, good Jews, good Hindus, good Buddhists.